when last we left, Casey promised that this week she would give us her recipe for Jordan almonds. And so I am so looking forward for this.
You might as well just buy them off of Amazon because making them yourself is just pointless.
How dare you lie to us every week? Every week.
I'm sorry. But you had the Jordan almonds you had this weekend were good, right?
They were amazing. They were the first that I ever had.
Store-bought.
They were delicious, though. Just don't bite into them.
No, you'll break your teeth off.
You have to suck them, long and slow.
Until they get a little soft, which is opposite from the normal thing, but
Well, not really.
True story.
Not really. But yes. By the way, congratulations. I had a lovely time this weekend with you guys. We had a blast. I was drunk for the first time on stream in your apartment, and I went back and watched that. I got really bitchy. I was really bitchy.
You were a little spicy, but it was fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do you expect when you have a guy that is taking a dodgeball, putting it on a thing that spins, and then throwing a pitcher of water on the ball and saying, "This is why the Earth is flat."
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, not a chance. Congratulations, Casey, to you guys. That was a lovely ceremony. The guy that married you guys was hot. I heard.
I know he was pretty awesome. Yeah. For the audience members who don't know, our very own Kyle Curtis married us this weekend, me and GE, and he was awesome. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we had a great time. So that was fun.
We did. So tonight we have two. Actually, these. It's kind of like we're all family here. I can't even call you guys. I can't even call you guys guests. You're like, it's Paul and Shannon coming over to the house again.
I know.
Yeah, when we got here, we just opened up your fridge and took a drink. We're used to it.
Everybody else does. Yes, yeah. That's what I like. That's what I like. But Paul and Shannon are with us tonight as part. I have to get used to my new setup. I keep looking at my computer screen up here, but my camera is up here. So if it looks like I'm talking like down to the floor, that's why I have to get used to this new setup. Now that I'm looking at you guys, Paul and Shannon are joining us as part of our series that we're doing for Faithless Forum, where we are meeting the speakers in a brand new way. You're used to seeing their content and how they present it, but Casey has prepared questions for every one of our speakers that is going to be at Faithless Forum, so that you can get to know them in a way that you couldn't otherwise. And I'm happy to have both of you back here once again. Take a second and tell everybody who you are and what you do, just for the off chance that there's one person maybe watching that's never seen the show before.
Go ahead, Paul. Go for it, guy.
All right. My name is Paul. My channel name is Paulogia. Paulogia. I talk about theology and creation and various aspects of Christianity as a former Christian. And it's my understanding that Faithless Forum is completely sold out, and there's now a waiting list. So it's my understanding that it's our job tonight to have some people give away their tickets so that people on the waiting list get a chance. So I think that's why they invited me here today.
That's the memo I got.
I hate to say this, but if you expect people to see Shannon and decide not to go, you're wrong.
That's why you have to balance us out.
Aw, how cute. So, lovely lady.
Go for it, Shannon.
Who are you?
Hi. Oh, I've never been on this show before, so let me introduce myself to everybody. Thank you. I have a channel called Shannon where I talk about the intersection between psychology and faith, and also how to engage in complex conversations with people. And I'm also going to be one of the panelists at the Faithless Forum this year, and I'm really, really excited. I got my passport today, so I'm allowed to leave the country now for the first time. I'm going to go to Texas. I'm only moderately terrified.
We are so getting kicked out of the hotel. We are so getting kicked out of the hotel.
Oh, Kyle, that's a guarantee. There's 100% chance that you and I are going to get kicked out of the hotel, or we'll be the reason that almost everybody gets kicked out of the hotel.
Yeah,
Paul's met me. You know.
and you will be seeing a lot more of Shannon on here as well. That's all I'm going to say for the moment. But I will tease this, that a gentleman that is notorious around the internets, named Flat Out Elected, or you may know him as Rand Campbell, loves to come on the comment section and leave all of these long, lengthy diatribes. And so I said to Rand Campbell, something to the effect of, I'm tired of reading all of these books. If you want to come on the show and show me where I'm wrong, here's my email me. So he emailed me, and he said that the only way he would come onto the show is if he could talk to Shannon. That is the only way that he would come on. So that's going to happen, I guess. But you knew before me. How did you know before I came to you and said this is what Rand Campbell wants?
Because Rand messaged me.
Did he?
Rand messaged me. Yeah, he and I had talked before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, we talked a little. God, it must be like a year and a half ago on Steve's channel in one of the Let's Talk About You episodes. So he messaged. Do you? Yeah, he's the first. Like I did. He's the reason I discovered flat earthers existed. I was just having a conversation with him, and he said the Earth was flat, and my brain exploded.
It was like the third Shannon Q and You episode that Steve did, like the third one.
Yeah, okay. Before I even had a channel. And I hadn't really heard from him since. I didn't even realize he had Twitter, but he DM'd me on Twitter, and he said that he told the guy that he was on the show with me before that the only way he would go on with me again is if I was there. And I said, sure, I'll go with you. And then you messaged me like the next day.
Perfect.
Like, this is Rand, isn't it?
wait till he finds out I'm one of those homosexuals he hates so much.
Oh no, he doesn't, does he?
Oh no, yes.
He doesn't. No.
Oh yes.
Rand.
Before he was a flat earther, he was like big time in the religion debates. Like he would go toe to, like, you remember, I don't know if you remember Alex Botten, but he and Alex Botten used to go like toe to toe all the time. So it'll be fun. I'm gonna let you run that though, but just slide that in somewhere and see if his views have changed. I don't know if they have changed. They may have. But, he wasn't a fan of us homos back then.
Oh, you better not talk like that. That's not nice.
Godless Engineer says, thank you for the super chat. San and Gia, how do you clear bears off your porch?
We tell them we have to go to work.
I swear to you guys, this morning, GE came up with a whole list of questions because he knows I do the 20 questions for the Faithless Forum Meet the Speakers thing. And so he came up with an entire list of questions that were all based on being Canadian. And I was like, no. so he's decided that instead,
he's going to ask them via super chats.
Yes, so he decided he was going to ask them via super chat. So since I won't ask them, he's going to, and Dave or Kyle will read them.
I'm okay with that. Actually.
If you ruined his day, now he's going to have to spend all the money.
I apologize in advance. Didn't I already say this before we went on air? I apologize in advance for my husband.
Yeah, I didn't realize to what extent that you meant that until just now, though. Now it's just hitting me.
Yeah. He has a list. He has a whole list. Yeah.
Well, I say let's get into it. Let's learn a little bit more about Shannon Gia.
Shannon Gia. So the
Blagan
Q. Yeah.
No, Paulo Q.
Doesn't have the same ring to it.
Well, so we already did the first one. Tell us who you are and what you do. So we did that. So let's start with Paul on this one. What made you get into content creation, and why do you do what you do?
Content creation is I actually had a channel before Paulogia that my friend Dave and I wanted to. I was sick at the time and couldn't work a lot and that kind of stuff, and so I started making YouTube videos about comic books and movies and things like that. And then after I became an atheist and some of that kind of thing. Anyway, I left Young Earth creationism. There wasn't a lot of good new Young Earth creation content coming out at the time when my channel started about 2 years ago. Just Logic was doing any at all, it seemed like, at least in the style that I was looking for. And so I was trying to make videos the way that I would want them to be. But the real deep answer, the real honest answer is I'm making these videos for my kids. My kids are Christians, and the conversations that we have around these topics are difficult. And so because I wanted to be able to leave what I wanted to say somewhere where they could find it if they so chose, that was my original impetus, was messages to my kids.
Awesome. Shannon, your turn. What made you get into content creation, and why do you do it?
So I got into content creation because I was one of the viewers. So I was just kind of, sitting in dark rooms by myself with earphones in over my phone, watching these debates and these videos on YouTube. And a lot of the conversations that I was watching were people talking over each other, or people that were too busy trying to score points against each other for their own team in order to really delve into the issues that I wanted to see delved into a little bit deeper, so that I could make sure that the answers that I had were like secure. And so I started to kind of wade in. So I went on Twitter at first to try to test the waters and see how my interaction style would work, because I had a background in communication theory, to see if I could apply some of those skills, like the skills that I learned from my degree in psychology and from studying communication and perception, to these types of difficult conversations, to help, see if I could get more out of them. And by doing that, I found this community. So I found Godless Cranium, and I found Paul, and I found Vice Rhino, and I found you and Godless Engineer, and I found Steve. And one day, this guy named Paulogia was on Steve McRae's channel talking about this movie, and Steve said, "Hey, we'll open it up to the audience if anybody wants to come in." And I was like, I would love to talk to him about some of the stuff I wish he would say to Ken Ham. And so I went in and met this cute boy named Paul, and he messaged me after. We still talk sometimes. And so anyway, I met Steve that way, and started to do the Let's Talk About You with Shannon Q series there, where I was having those types of difficult conversations, just going in blind to kind of demonstrate the way the conversations could be held, even going in not knowing anything about the person when you're uncovering these sorts of things. And I started hosting the Heathen Hour of Godless Cranium and guest spotting on Paulogia. And then I had 1,000 subscribers on an empty YouTube channel. And I said 500 initially. And they said that, jokingly, that at 1,000 I would make a video. And I did. So I had to make a video. And that was a year ago at the end of May. And now I've got 10,500 subscribers. So,
and you're speaking at a conference?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be speaking at a conference. I met this amazing and astounding group of people that I've become like really close to and friends with, who all sort of share my goals and my ideologies when it comes to how to deal with these types of conversations and represent yourself in the community and for the community. And I guess it's history. And now I talk to incels and flat earthers on this show, and I go on Paul's show sometimes, and I go to the conference.
You have made it.
Yeah,
you have
made it. Check.
I don't know.
Don't lie. That's what everybody wants to do.
It's so weird to consider having made it, having conversations with incels. That just doesn't seem to.
Well,
I
like difficult conversations, though.
I know
there's a lot
you
of
do.
things in life that we wouldn't think would be the case, but that's just the way that it is. That's the way that God made it, and that's the way that we have to abide by it.
That's right. It's all part of God's plan. I'm just following God's plan.
Just like the flat earth.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right. So are you ready to get into the fun questions?
I'm terrified to get into the fun questions. So sure, let's go. Let's do it.
Shannon first. I'm going to go back and forth on who goes first, so that like the same person doesn't always have time to think, Okay. So what was your favorite childhood TV show?
Oh, probably She-Ra. Like when I was a young kid, probably She-Ra.
Yeah.
She-Ra.
What do you think of the new? Do you like the new She-Ra? Have you seen?
I
Do you
saw
have like
a couple
problems?
episodes of it. I didn't really have any problems with it. It's different than the original. It's better animation by like leaps and bounds than the original. I mean, the original was like the Hanna-Barbera stop motion practically half the time, so it wasn't that great. And but no, the storyline was a little bit different, and the tone was a little bit different. But ultimately, I liked it. It was entertaining. I don't watch a lot of television. I just watched it as a novelty, I think. So I don't really have a good solid critique. I only really watched like 3 episodes of it, but I kind of enjoyed it. It was okay.
Well, there was like a big.
I didn't understand what all the frick was about.
Yeah, there was a big fuss when it came out because I guess she didn't have.
The boobs weren't big enough for a 13-year-old
yeah, that,
girl.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Imagine.
All right, what about you, Paul?
Sexualizing 13-year-old girls.
Right?
Well, I can't think this doesn't make me sound like I'm 9 million years old.
Oh, guy.
But we didn't watch a lot of Fundamentalist Christian House. We didn't watch a lot of TV. But when I could get away with it, I liked to watch Knight Rider. It was a car.
Okay.
And that was pretty cool.
It was a talking car. It was a talking car. That was a
it talked?
Talking car.
Okay.
Yeah.
And David Hasselhoff drove it.
Yeah.
And David Hasselhoff drove it. That's right. But the show I watched most would have been like Hockey Night in Canada. That would have been.
Oh, hockey. Okay. Well, that's
so Canadian. So Canadian.
I know.
Mine was Xena, Warrior Princess.
Xena.
Really?
I remember that.
I watched that too.
I didn't really watch television as a kid very much, but I loved Minnie Mouse. Anything Minnie Mouse, I loved.
She was like I consider her the medieval Beyonce. They both slayed like in ways that can't be.
What, Lucy Lawless?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Minnie Mouse. I was very confused.
She slays too. She slays too.
Awesome. But no, what was that? The Gemma. Oh God, not Gemma. What was that?
Gemma and the Holograms.
The cartoon. Yes, Gem and the Holograms. I loved Gem and the Holograms. Yeah,
I love that too. That was on right around the same time She-Ra was. Yeah,
I agree. Was it? Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, I'm a bit older than everybody here except for Paul.
You're not that much older. I'm almost to you. All right, next one. Paul first. Do you have any weird talents or skills?
Oh, I'm listening.
Shannon's super interested.
Well, those talents and skills aren't weird. At least, you like them.
So stop it! Stop it! Behave yourself.
So I don't know, weird. Like I know a whole lot. Well, first of all, I memorized most of the New Testament, so there's that. And also, I was such a Star Wars nerd that when I worked at Lucasfilm, I was still the go-to person when all the people who worked there didn't know the answers to Star Wars questions. They would come to me. So I know way more about Star Wars than I should. I don't know if those are either talents or skills.
The Force is with you, Paul.
I played piano for a long time and clarinet for a little while, so there's that.
I was first chair clarinet in middle school. Clarinet.
I didn't know you played the clarinet, guy. I didn't play the piano. I didn't play the clarinet. You're going to play me a song. I'm buying a clarinet to make you play me a song. You're just going to walk around the house
things about each other. Still learning things about each other. Amazing.
All right, Shannon, what about you, Shannon? Do you have any weird talents or skills?
Do I have any weird talents or skills? Well, I don't know how weird they are, but I'm an athlete. I guess not a lot of people know that. I play competitive soccer, and I'm the president of a baseball league. I play competitive baseball here, co-ed leagues, both of them. I don't know if they're weird. I was a singer for a while.
And she can sing. No, Casey, let me tell you. It was Steve's birthday. She came on the show. We were doing something for Steve, and she sang "Happy Birthday" like Marilyn Monroe, and it was unbelievable. Like when awesome. She says she can sing, she did this professionally. Like this is something that she actually did. It was amazing. I'm still blown away.
That's awesome. I don't know if I have any weird I don't know if I can do anything weird. My feet turn backwards. I was born with my feet backwards, so I walk kind of, I guess it would be like pigeon-toed. So, but I can still turn my feet like almost backwards. Like if I'm standing up straight, I can turn them both in towards each other and then back a bit. That's weird. I can do that.
That is weird.
I don't know if the talent or skill.
I don't.
It is unique.
I don't know, it's a unique thing. Yeah. All right. Shannon, first on this one. What is one of your guilty pleasures?
Oh God, I have like a million guilty pleasures.
Oh, me too.
Smoking.
Oh no.
Smoking cigarettes.
My mom got on Kyle hardcore about that this weekend or last weekend.
Oh,
She did.
Damn it.
She did. She smoke shamed me. She smoke shamed me.
Oh, that drives me crazy. It's like people don't think no. People come up to you. You know that's bad for you? Yeah, I fucking do. I know. I'm aware.
How can you not know?
How can you not
know?
I had a lady.
They have huge warning signs with pictures on the packs here.
I was in a bar one time, and this was before it was right at around the time in North Carolina they were getting rid of smoking in like public places, and I was just smoking. It was cold. I was smoking a cigarette, and this lady, I don't know if she was drunk or whatever, but she came up to me and she said, "What are you doing smoking? Don't you know that secondhand smoke can kill more than firsthand smoking does?" And I said, "Well, looks like I made the right decision then."
Doesn't that drive me nuts when people walk right up to you? Like I always go away. I'm a very courteous smoker. Like I'll go far away, like way away from everybody. But somebody will almost inevitably walk to you to tell you that the fact that you're smoking nowhere near them, nowhere within proximity, nowhere that it's getting to them, they will come to you and then they'll go, like, well, then what are you doing here?
You walked up to me, motherfucker. Oh, sorry.
The worst is the airport. Because I've had to fly like several places here recently, more so than usual. And you get off at the like the connecting flights, like the layovers. I'm always going to a different city. So the first place that I go to whenever I get off, because flying stresses me out because of all the people. Like I'm from the South. We do things very slow and at our own pace. And everybody at the airport is just like on hyperdrive. Like they have the most important place to be right then, and you have to get out of their way. And I'm just not like that. So when I get off the plane, I want to smoke a cigarette. And now I have to go hunt for the little isolated roped off box that they have condemned us to. You can't smoke anywhere you want to outside of an airport anymore. There are these little designated
like shacks,
little squares, almost, that you have to be in. And if you step outside of that, it's trouble.
God help you.
Discrimination.
God help you.
Smokers.
I mean, I don't even mind going. Like, I don't mind having to go over the river and through the woods to have a cigarette. Fine, it's my choice to smoke. I shouldn't be bothering anybody else with my cigarette smoke. It's not their choice, it's mine. But if I go to the one place that I'm allowed to smoke, to have a cigarette in the smoking place, don't walk to the smoking place to tell me how much you hate smoking. Just stay away from me. Just avoid me.
In their face.
Especially if I'm at an airport, because I'm probably already pissed off about something. Don't approach me. Don't mistake my niceness for weekness, because I will bite your face.
That seems fair.
You feel like you need one now. You feel like you need to smoke now.
Yeah, I kind of do.
We're smoke friendly. You can smoke on the NonSequitur show.
No, I won't smoke in my house. I won't smoke in my own house. No, I only smoke outside. Actually, I smoke relatively little. So yeah, I don't smoke inside.
All right, Paul, what is one of your guilty pleasures?
One the audience will probably think is most strange is that I watch Kevin videos every night to fall asleep to.
What videos?
He does.
You cut off Paul.
Kent Hovind videos.
Oh man.
Every night.
That's sick.
Every day.
Twisted.
Why would you do that to yourself? Well, I can't say anything. I do the
Why
same
would
thing.
he do that to me? I sleep next to him. Why would he do that
I do the
to
same
me?
thing with
Story.
It's this combination of soothing stupidity, and it riles up some anger. I don't know how. It's.
Paul
I know what
likes
it
to
is.
exist just a little bit angry. He likes to just be just a little bit pissed off all the
I
time.
can answer that question, Paul, because I do the
Yep.
same thing. I watch Brett Keane videos at night, and it's because they are the masters at making us feel better about ourselves. You cannot watch one of their videos and walk away going,
possible.
I feel really bad. It's a self-esteem boost, right before you go to bed. So you wake up happy, and you can get up and say, well, at least I'm not Brett Keane, or at least I'm not Ken Hovind.
Right, or in Ken's case, he's got a whole compound of people there with him listening. So I'm not one of those people, I guess. I don't. Yeah.
Oh, that would be bad too. Compound. The dino.
What about you, Kyle? What's one of your guilty pleasures? You're also speaking at Faithless Forum.
I am. Everybody knows my guilty pleasure, though. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I do.
Yeah.
But you found a new one this weekend.
Or banana pudding. That banana pudding was off the chain. Have you eaten any of it yet?
No, I haven't tried it yet. It's cereal.
Banana's my favorite ingredient.
It's not a cereal. It's the banana, or it's not pudding. It's cereal. It's the banana pudding cereal, like vanilla wafer. Like they're vanilla wafer cereals with banana marshmallows.
And meringue marshmallows. It's amazing.
Oh, meringue. Yeah, they're meringue. Yeah.
Amazing.
Is there anything that you guys won't turn into candy? Holy smokes.
No.
I mean,
Americans. It's not fun to be done for breakfast.
No.
You know what? You know what we bought? We bought that banana cereal. We also bought instead of cinnamon toast crunch, it's cinnamon churro crunch, and they're like little mini churros.
Amazing.
Put them in the bowl with milk. They're delicious.
I want.
I don't even know what to think. I don't want to go to Texas anymore. I'm so scared. What
sounds like horchata with fiber. That's what it sounds like.
You know what's coming next? What's coming next is biscuits and gravy cereal. That's coming.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Watch.
Okay.
You guys do have gravy with breakfast there, don't you? Like you actually put gravy on like tea biscuits.
Yeah.
Well, some people do. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of gravy.
Breakfast.
That's because you're
I
communist.
love gravy, but I couldn't. I've never had it for breakfast though.
To counter, there's always poutine, which Gunther Tooties calls those.
Yeah, there's no breakfast poutines.
But
I've never been one called.
But Gunther
Gunther
Tooties calls poutine Elvis fries because it's a heart attack in a cup, basically.
When I was straight, when I was straight, I couldn't. I wasn't one to go for poutine in the morning. I liked it better at night. You could sleep better after you had it. But
poutine is what you eat when you've been at the bar all night and the only place is open is the pizza place and they serve like out of slices of pizza. You order a poutine.
You're thinking of something else, Kyle.
Or a donair.
Yes, I am thinking of something else.
Oh, see, when I was in college. When I was in college and drank all night and there was nothing else open except for like this little grill on campus and I would always get ham and cheese. That was really good. Ham and cheese sandwich.
When I was in college, I was at Bible studies, so there you go.
Oh,
no poutine for you. No poutine till you're married.
He didn't have poutine until we went to Quebec together. I was there when he had his first poutine. He's not Canadian.
Lucky you.
He's an imposter.
Lucky you.
He was eating healthy.
That's memorable.
I'm ruining his life.
Good for you.
I'm systematically introducing him to all of the vices.
I'm glad that my days with poutine are done. No offense. Go ahead, Casey.
Okay, so we were talking about cereal. So the next question is kind of, just an opinion-based question. Who do we start with this time, Shannon? Is cereal soup?
No.
Is it not? Is cereal soup? How is it not?
It's just if I pour does what makes soup? Is soup only soup, or does something constitute soup just because there's food that's suspended in liquid? Because if I put an apple in a bowl and pour milk in a bowl, is that soup now? Is it?
The chef.
I don't think so. I think, I swear to God. Go. Fine. I'm done. Kyle's making me mad already because I think he disagrees with me, and I hate being disagreed with.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's hear what Paul
You
has to
do?
say first.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with you. Let's hear what Paul has to say first.
Cereal is definitely soup.
What?
Oh,
The fuck
no.
is wrong with you? I want a divorce.
Definitely cereal. Definitely soup.
Communist. Okay,
It's
let me ask this
not.
question.
Why?
Yes,
Well, you're eating it with a spoon.
right?
It's prepared as a meal, like it was intentional.
Is ice cream
it's
soup?
absolutely some cereals are hot, like, and some soups are cold. There's no temperature regulations.
Oh no!
Is oatmeal soup?
What?
Is oatmeal like a
You've
stew?
been watching too much Ken Hovind. This is what happens
No,
when you watch
oatmeal.
Ken Hovind.
Oatmeal is I guess if you poured enough milk in it, I guess your oatmeal could be soup. But generally, it's got texture thicker than.
Oh no!
That doesn't make any sense.
Soup is a food that is made infusing the say how I'm going to word this without going too crazy. You're taking your ingredients and you're sort of stewing them out, simmering them out. You're using an ingredient that is incorporated in the soup that is the driving factor of the flavor. You know what I'm saying? So the process of it sitting and cooking and all that is sort of.
You don't think your Cheerios change when the milk infuses in there?
No,
they
not
do.
like
They get soggy and disgusting.
Right? Yeah, they get soggy, but it doesn't.
But see, if you leave noodles in broth, if you cook noodles in broth too long, they get soggy and disgusting too.
So the only thing that makes something soup that it's suspended in a liquid, or it's a liquid that's in a bowl. So if I pour just milk in a bowl, is that soup?
No,
in a swimming pool.
I'm with Kyle. There's a mixture of ingredients and some infusion between the flavors.
So if you jump in a pool, are you soup?
If you jump in a pool,
if someone chooses to with a big spoon to eat the stuff, and me, then sure.
That's very macabre of you, Paul.
Nonsense. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm quitting.
Cereal is
quitting
salad.
YouTube.
Cereal is salad. Thank you, Bobby Lee Brandt.
It's too much dressing. Way too much dressing on it.
Yeah. Okay, so next question, Paul first. What is your least favorite word?
Oh God.
My least favorite word. Sheesh.
I don't mind sheesh.
It's not really a word. Supposedly.
Oh God, I fucking hate that. Oh, that just makes me want to claw my eyeballs out of my face.
Yeah, that would be the one. It's not really a word, but people say it.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's so funny. You mirrored me. Because I was going to say congratulations. That drives me crazy when I see it. And it has I'm dyslexic and I spell everything wrong, so it has no right to bother me. But when I see congrats with a D or congratulations with a D, I'm always like, I don't like it. I don't know why. I have no right to judge. It's just, I'm being honest. It just, it gets me when I see it.
What about you, Kyle?
Look it.
What? Steve! Oh my God! Do you remember the drinking?
I'm kidding.
Kyle, did you know I made a drinking game?
Did you know? I'm kidding. That was I figured you would get that.
Oh yeah.
My least favorite word is probably oh man, irregardless.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's annoying too.
If I had to throw one out that was an actual word, it would be evidences.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I hate that one too.
Yeah.
John used to say that, and I broke him of it because it bothered me.
Good girl. Well done.
Everything is so kinky here tonight. Everything.
We didn't need to know how she did it. Kyle.
Okay, Shannon first. What is one thing about you that you would never change?
One thing about me that I would never change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a filter. And I don't think I'd change that. I had to learn to hone it over the years so that I could deliver what I was thinking more constructively. But was born with the ability to hold in what I'm thinking. And I think that is one thing about me that I would never change, because it sparks a lot of really interesting discussions and dialogues and leads me to learning a lot of new things and meeting a lot of fascinating people. So that's probably the one thing about me that I would never change.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Shannon, I wasn't laughing at you. A super chat just came in that's hilarious. I'm going to read it before we lose the moment. Corrupt Syntax said, if I stay in the hot tub for a year, I'm sure I would devolve into a homosupial. You into this?
It's terrible. I love puns. I do. Paul, what's one thing about you that you would never change?
I would not change my paternal instinct, my paternal protection, my love of my kids, that ball of whatever that is. Everything else can go. If anyone wants to trade, well, no, I'm not Shannon, but if someone, I can upgrade anything else.
Oh yeah, you can't, because you can't upgrade Shannon. Like this is
no, I can't upgrade that.
I'm not part of the trade package, so they just have to take all the. But they can't do that because then I won't want to be with the remaining whatever's left of you. I like the package that you're in now, so don't do that.
This just Shannon likes Paul's package.
Shannon, like, yes, I was going to say the same thing. Heard it. You heard it here.
Did you just get that over the wire?
Get that right, producer. Yes.
Got it right over the wire.
It is confirmed. Yep. We can confirm.
Well, if the wires confirmed it, then there's nothing I can do. It's got to be true. No one would ever lie about something on the internet.
No, never.
One thing about me I wouldn't change. Probably my creativity, my mind.
You are very creative. You are.
Also my hair.
Speaking of,
wouldn't change my hair.
What about your humility?
Nope. Or my eyes. I wouldn't change my eyes. I wouldn't change my nose. I think I have a really good nose.
Jesus Christ! I said too. One thing.
Oh,
speaking of, you're done, Kyle. Speaking of Kyle's creativity, do you want to tell him about the non-sex soundtrack? Let's do that real quick.
Oh yeah, you can go on iTunes, Spotify, and
that's what I wish.
And 16 other. What was that, Paul?
I sure wish it was on iTunes. That's what I wish.
It is.
It is.
I know.
I downloaded it on iTunes the day it came out. What were you doing? I
was making a funny.
Sorry. I was going to say it's the first thing I
like,
did.
Bitch, I did that.
It's on iTunes. I did it as soon as it came out.
Yeah, you can. Well, a lot of people. I would get like 2 or 3 emails a week or comments on the videos. People asking like, "What song is this? What song is this?" So I just decided to put it all on one thing, and you can go. Actually, on your screen on the right hand side, you can see where it's all at now. You can go there and download it if you want to, and if not, then it's not my fault. You don't have good taste in music.
It's really, really good, and Kyle did it all. He's so. That's why I mentioned it. His creativity.
It was a lot of fun. That's how I decompress. I'm a huge music person, and that's how that's my zen time.
It is really zen.
You can go and listen to the tracks and see the times that I was angry and the times that I was just very mellowed out, because it's reflected.
I did laugh at some of the titles, like Ballad of a Garden Gnome. Or Ballad of the Gnome.
And Platform.
And Platform. Yeah, I love it. It's funny. Okay, so let's see. I think we're to Paul first. Do you have any tattoos?
No. But I do feel like whenever I say that, I have to explain why. Like, there used to be a time in your life when you'd have to explain why you had tattoos. Now I have to. I have to explain why. But no, I don't have any. Because I'm really, really picky about art. And I can't think of any art that I would want on me forever.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get my first tattoo because I did all mine myself. And so I had to think about it and get it perfect before I did it. Now I have 13. I'm still picky about it though. All right, Shannon?
Yeah, I have several. I have lots of tattoos. The first one I got, me and my friend were 19 and we were at the bar and we were drawing on napkins. And we were like, it would be cool if we went and got these as tattoos. And then we just did.
Oh boy.
So that one's on my leg.
So you're not,
yeah, I'm not super excited about the first one, but it's just on my ankle.
You're my spirit animal.
The second the second one I got is straight across my lower back, and it's a heart with a bunch of vines coming out of it because all of my tattoos have hearts in them. The most recent one I got is on my right hip bone, and it's a heart that's made to look like a Celtic cross. So it's like a Celtic heart. And the same friend that I got the first tattoo with on my 25th birthday, we went together and we got matching ones. She has the same one on the back of her leg. She surprised me with that, actually. She came into the computer lab at university and said, "It's your birthday." And I said, "I'm aware it's my birthday." And she said, "We're going to go do a thing." And I said, "All right, let's fucking go." And we got tattoos.
I love doing things.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go do some stuff.
I have I have both of my arms done. On my right arm, I have a cross with the words "saint" going across this way and "sinner" going down this way, making the cross. I was for a time period. It was when I was losing like my religion and finding atheism. I wanted to do a play on like opposite. So in one corner on this side of the cross, there's a rose. On the opposite corner going down is the thorn of the rose, and then on this top half there is a dove, and down here is a raven. And then I got an angel sort of with the same theme on this side, where you have one wing that's black, one wing that's white. Half his halo's black, half of his halo is white, and it's sort of kind of a fusion between where I was at that time in my life, where I was in between faith and no faith.
Cool.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Shannon first. What is your favorite movie quote?
Oh shit. God.
Or just like one that sticks out.
I don't know if I'll remember. I don't have a really good memory for like, I'm not particularly eidetic when it comes to remembering lines from movies. But it'd probably be, I'm such a nerd. Oh fuck, I'm such a nerd. It would probably be Spock from Wrath of Khan. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
All right. Fair. What about Paul?
Yeah, my life is movies, and I can't. Oh, man. So when my kids were, the Dark Knight trilogy was happening when I was raising my kids, and they liked that, but they were very clumsy people, so I always used to use the line, "Beware of your surroundings" from that movie, which was from that, and they would listen to me about that. Just beware of your surroundings. But that's not a great line, and I'm going to think of a great one in like 90 seconds.
Okay. We can circle back.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
Mine would be either "Go fuck yourself, San Diego," or "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn."
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, see, now I know which one it is. Don't you know how important I think I am? Is my
Oh, by the way, just to let people know who were here last week for our Tuesday show, and Kyle said he wouldn't marry us without us watching Rocky Horror Picture Show. We watched it, so not before, but we did.
How'd you like that?
It was.
How'd you like it?
It was special.
You didn't like it?
I wish
it was all right.
I wish I had taken. I wish I had sat there with my camera taking pictures of the facial expressions she was making, especially with.
You could have sent them to me.
Oh, it was fantastic! It was amazing. It was amazing. And better still was GE. I actually think I saw GE's head bobbing a couple times during the.
Time War.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was just weird. It was just weird.
Oh, different. The play is really good.
Have you done something to Brad? Have you done something to Brad? No. Should I?
Anticipation.
Okay. Yeah, we did. We watched it. 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. Okay.
Oh,
If
see.
It was serendipity though. We went to Best Buy that morning
we
because I
did.
wanted to find something to do because my flight was such that I had a around like an 18-hour layover. So I was going to be in Washington D.C. with nothing to do. So we were going through Best Buy and I had found something we were going to check out, and there was the bin of DVDs, and she said, "Oh, look," and reached in and pulled out Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, it was right there on top. John looked in and it was right there. Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
God was mysterious
God's
in all of our lives.
Yeah, sure.
That's
God.
God.
That's what Kyle said
no
too,
way that was
while we were standing in Best Buy. He fit into Alabama just fine. Okay, so Paul, I think we're to Paul first. If you could spend one day in someone else's shoes, who would you choose and why?
Someone else's shoes.
Oh, they better be good shoes.
Someone right. Someone where they could do something that I would want. I think I would be Ken Ham and shut down all the ministry somehow. I think
Oh.
Or do something
super illegal,
do something so terrible that it would be a big giant scandal and they would have to shut the place down. Yeah.
Were you there, Paul? Were you
there?
So
Paul would ruin someone's life. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what Paul would do. I get to go back. It's just a day. Does everybody know this person? Like, what are the stipulations?
You get to go back. You just one day. Just one day. It doesn't even have to be a whole day. Just if you could, what'd you do?
If I could be somebody else. That's hard. I'm pretty content with, the stuff that I do, where I am. I would go take over the body of some person that lives on Paul's street so that I could go hang out with him for an afternoon. If he lives across the country. That way, it doesn't matter who. Somebody who lives on the street. So we could hang out for an afternoon because we don't get to see each other that often. So long as it didn't hurt the person. And they didn't
but it would get awkward if I made out with that person who is you.
No, we can't make out. No, we're autonomy. No. I'm just going to take over her body and take her places.
I know, that would be weird later on the street.
We just have to hang out and eat Sundays and do platonic stuff. Just pretend you're a Christian again. Just hang out.
Damn. I would be Minnie Mouse.
Mm-hmm. That's not a person. That's cheating. You didn't say fictional character.
Maybe do
you
mean like people dressed up as Minnie Mouse?
Minnie Mouse is not a person.
Minnie Mouse. No, I have pictures with Minnie Mouse. Minnie Mouse is a fucking person.
So you'd be the person who wears the Minnie Mouse costume at Disney. Okay, that's covered then.
I would be Mrs. Ham that evening.
Just to watch Paul destroy his life. Just eat popcorn, drink wine.
Not destroying my life.
Go do something awful. If you want to do, yeah.
Boy. All right. Paul first this time. What is your favorite fruit and your favorite vegetable?
For the record, I went first last time, but this is easy, so that's fine. Favorite fruit is banana. Banana is my favorite, not only my favorite fruit, but my favorite ingredient. So that's
okay.
Easy. Favorite vegetable. Things that are actually vegetables. Let's go with bell peppers. We consider them vegetables. They're probably fruits because they have seeds in them.
It's close enough.
Snap peas, sugar snap peas.
Sugar snap peas. Okay. What about you, Shan?
Fruit would be strawberries. Vegetable would be broccoli. Love broccoli.
All right.
Nice.
What about you, Kyle?
Grapes for the fruit and pizza for the vegetable.
What?
Oh my God! Everybody's a cheater. You're cheating again.
No. The United. No.
Are you gonna make a cauliflower crust, you bitch?
In the United States, pizza is considered a vegetable at all of the schools. That is by the FDA. It is considered a vegetable.
Stop it.
It's true story.
Kyle.
It's true story.
Kyle, are you in
True
school?
story.
You're trying to kill your kid.
Kyle, are you in school?
I was. Yes,
Are you
the
right
school
now?
of life. I like to think that I'm always learning every day. I never
God.
graduate from school.
Okay.
And also, if anyone can tell us how pizza evolved from natural processes,
Were you
Pizza had a creator, Paul. Pizza had a
you
creator.
there?
well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Were you there?
Can't explain that.
I mean,
It's a different kind, okay? There's the pizza kind and the
Oh
yeah.
my god.
And the broccoli kind, they're different.
I can't believe all this cheating. Because of equity.
Okay.
Disgusted.
Shannon first.
Okay.
Are you ready? What
No.
did you want to be when you grew up, and what do you do now?
Oh man.
I wanted to be a I wanted to be a singer, and I don't talk about my career online because I deal with people's personal information.
Fair. That's fair. But you don't do what you wanted to do, but you
I'm not a
have done.
professional singer. No. Yeah.
But
Oh,
you
I
did.
did. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Awesome. All right. What about you, Paul?
When I was a kid, I wanted to work with computers in Star Wars,
And you
and
did
I
that.
did both of those things. I'm a software engineer now, and I did the
Yeah.
Star Wars thing. So I guess I did those things. But when I was in college, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer, and didn't work out at all. I was in law school a very short time.
Yeah. That's fair. I wanted to be a Radio City Rockette, but I was too
Wow.
short and I broke my ankle in 3 places and it never healed right. So,
Oh, you would have been lovely at that.
but I'm too short. You have to be at least 5'7" to try out. And I mean, Kyle, you've met me.
That's heightest. I don't like it.
That's true. You do. You have to be at least 5'7". I think it's like between 5'7" and 5'11" is the height different. Like you have to be between those heights in order to be able to try out for Radio City Rockettes.
Oh yeah, because they'd have to keep the legs in line for all of the coordination that they're doing, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise it takes away from the
On something similar, do you think it's right that there was this big thing like it's like a year ago maybe where Hooters restaurants were getting sued because they were having weigh-ins like at the restaurant.
for their
So
waitresses?
yeah, an interesting question came about. Do they have the right to do that, knowing that they're hiring based on looks and that they want you to maintain a certain appearance? What are your thoughts on that, guys?
I don't think that they should be able to do weigh-ins. Because here's the thing, looks are subjective, right? Like, so if you're doing a weigh-in for a boxing match, it's so that you can make sure that people are physically evenly matched, right? It's like for health purposes. But hiring for looks is subjective. You know, what one person finds attractive may not necessarily be what another person finds attractive. So to say that you need to have these dimensions and have this weight and be this height in order to work here, when what you're doing is actually not walking around and looking attractive. You're doing a job.
But the court disagreed. The court disagreed with you. The court said
so they were allowed to weigh in?
Because they get to decide what appearance they want to go for.
Because it's their corporate appearance.
Right.
So they were denying that you could be beautiful at any given size or whatever, but they were just saying that this is the corporate image we want. And that the reason people were coming was they've built their brand around the way the waitresses look.
It's hard.
And so the court said,
it's difficult. It's hard for me to wrap my head around, because the part of me that's female that's always been judged her whole life on her appearance is like, no, fuck them. But the part of me that says, okay, well, if you set clear guidelines ahead of time saying that these are the stipulations in order to work here, somebody agrees to work there knowing that those are the stipulations and then deviates from them, that's like any other contract. So,
and like working in the film industry, I know like when they sign these actors to long-term contracts, like 6-7 year like multi-picture deals, that is standard. Like because you can't have people gaining 20 pounds between movies and then trying to pretend continuity works. Like it's in male and female, doesn't matter. Hollywood contracts that you're when you show up to work, you're gonna weigh in this range.
And it's stipulated like when they sign up, I would assume. So like when
it's not a surprise.
we don't have Hooters here.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, they do the same thing with cheerleaders. Like I know I had a friend that was a cheerleader, and they have to, they go through like grueling sort of image. I mean, everything that even their makeup is sort of dictated on how they can wear what. I just thought it was interesting because people went crazy over the Hooters thing, but there are certain establishments that we have just as it's tradition, like with cheerleaders. Nobody thinks about that side of things. It's just that because Hooters deals with. Sure, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So the lag makes it hard sometimes. I think you're done and you're not, and I feel bad because I'm talking over you. But like if you look at like Chippendales dancers or Thunder Down Under dancers, it would be kind of like the same thing, I guess. People
I'm sure.
like male exotic dancers, or sometimes I know that there's bars here in the city that only hire attractive men. Like that we have a gay bar in the city that will only hire guys that are of a certain stature here. So why would it be any different? Like if you go in knowing that your appearance is part of it, same as if you're like a model, right? Like if you're a model and you're hired to do a certain type of runway work to model clothes that come in a certain size, and suddenly you gain 40 pounds and you're no longer the size that fits into that clothing line. I mean, I'm certain you could probably get a job doing plus size modeling or modeling for a different line that maybe suits you, but you'd no longer fit the criteria that you were hired for.
There's a male version of Hooters called Wangs.
Stop it! It is not.
I know that I know that I could never go and apply for that job because I wouldn't meet the requirements, so I just stay.
Are you serious?
Stay away. Mm-hmm.
But you're serious though. You're not serious.
No, I am. There is a place.
Are you messing with me? No, there's no way.
Absolutely not. Yeah, there is.
Do people eat there?
Well, I didn't know they had food there for the longest time. Is this one of those things where I'm going to Google this later and it's going to turn out that you were making fun of me and that I'm really naive? It's true.
I wouldn't Google just like Shannon. I wouldn't Google just Wangs. I would do Wangs restaurant or something.
They wear tight orange pants.
Just trying to help you out. Just trying to help you out.
And they serve sausage so that the customers can have lots of innuendo jokes.
Oh yeah, exactly, Paul. They leave themselves just enough room to where it's be like, oh no, your mind's in the gutter. We're talking about wangs. Like these spicy wangs are amazing. And when I say these spicy wings are amazing, I'm not talking about chicken wings. I'm talking about that spicy wang right there is amazing.
We know what you're talking about, Kyle. An unfortunate story. I was at work one day and I needed to go buy like some golf balls or golf tees or something golf related. And this was before Dick's Sporting Goods owned Dicks.com. And yes, I did. Yes, I did. Dicks.com at work, and holy fuck, I had to call my friend that was an IT person at the company to be like, hey, can you like delete that from my shit? Like I was trying to go to Dick's Sporting Goods, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure you were.
I was.
Oh man. Okay.
I really was. All right, so
let me did you have one more, Casey, that you wanted to do?
It's our standard. I know. It's our standard last question. We have to skip a few because we're on a time crunch here. But I think Paul first. What are you most excited about at Faithless Forum? Besides seeing Shannon, that's a cop.
Oh, that's my answer.
I know.
Well, now that you guys are coming back, hugging John.
John's not going to be there.
Oh, John's not coming. Oh,
no, I don't think we're going to be able to. I know.
Then hugging Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle gives good hugs. Yeah.
I do. I'm a hugologist.
Okay, Shannon, what are you most excited about at Faithless Forum?
I'm so confused. There's so many things. I'm really excited to meet people that watch the channels and have conversations. That is what I'm most excited about at Faithless Forum, is to meet all of the people that are coming and to talk to them and to interact with them and see what they have to say and listen to them and hear their stories. After that, it's going to be getting Kyle drunk and getting kicked out of the hotel.
Yes.
And Paul too. Paul can drink a lot though, and he's hard to influence into doing because he's usually still sensible. But I feel like I could make Kyle do some shit.
Oh, you can. You can.
You would have to try
I know.
You and Arn are going to be the death of me. You and Arn are going to be the death of me because he's already said.
Get arrested, and you're not even going to know what happened for 3 days.
Oh, listen, all of these. By the way, all of your super chats tonight are going into what's called the bail fund because we're going to set it aside in a separate trust. And no, but that was amazing, Casey. As always, great questions.
I have all the best questions. I do. I have all the best questions.
All the best questions. Lovely questions.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read these super chats real quick, and then we will take probably 5 minutes to switch over to the next show, and we'll see if Standing for Truth shows up. I will get into that here in just a second, but I've got the receipts. All right, Yuhan Derek says, all hail our robot overlord Nunbot. Yes, all hail her. Valieth1337 says, when and where is Faithless Forum, and is it open to the public? It is April 27th in Dallas, Texas. It is open to the public. However, it is sold out, but you can go to Faithless Forum, the website, and sign up to be notified if there are any tickets that are, people cancel or something comes up, and you will get in a queue for all of the English people, or for all of them in a line.
Also, you'll be notified next year as soon as the tickets go on sale, so you can get your tickets first next year, because the wait list is almost as long as the number of tickets we sold. So,
and I had a look at some of the panels and some of the speakers today.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I'm excited.
Pretty exciting things happening.
And then we've got Kuyasa that says Paul and Shannon versus Paul and Morgan. Who would win? Oh man.
What kind of
Paul
fight?
And Morgan would
what are we talking about?
Paul and Morgan
no matter what, we'd win. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they did. I don't think there's any arena in which we couldn't beat them.
Right, none. Godless Engineer, Shannon Gia, how much maple syrup do you take prior to appearing in your videos? Will you bring your own syrup to Dallas?
I don't think we can take syrup across the border. Unfortunately, we have to eat whatever it is that you guys call syrup down there. Maybe I just won't eat pigs.
Fake news.
I'm sure you guys.
I'll make sure to ship some of Alabama's best syrup to y'all in Dallas.
One of my favorite days, Casey, was the day that I told you it came from trees.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, "Shut up!" I was like, "It does." So you need to tell me that I can go outside.
But I knew that it came from trees. I just didn't know that you could drink it straight out of trees. Like I thought there was like a process or something.
No,
yes, I didn't know that you could just straight from the tree. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We used to put the snow in the bucket, and it would go into the snow, and we would just dip it out and eat it off the stick. Sorry,
Corrupt Syntax says, if I stay in the hot tub that's the soup one. Read that one. Night Demon US says, once you get your first tattoo, it never ends. That is 100% correct. Corrupt Syntax Contact. If there is no life in the universe, it seems like an awful waste of space. Corrupt Syntax Me. If you don't learn from a mistake, it's a waste of a mistake. Night Demon US, I got to go. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. No, you're awesome. And let me make sure that's the last one. Cool. That's the last one. Okay, Paul and Shannon, do you have any final parting words that you'd like to impart to everyone?
Can't wait to go to Faithless Forum and hang out with everybody. I'm pretty excited. I have a new video coming up this week. I do that once every 2 to 3 months. Okay.
Awesome.
For that.
What's this one about?
Oh, information discernment and assimilation as it pertains to Jordan Peterson being a propaganda slinging jackhole on Twitter.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's gonna go well probably. I'm pretty excited.
I'm sure it's gonna go well.
Yeah, everybody's probably gonna love it. Unilateral, straight across the board.
Yep, totally.
And Paulogia, I just put out a video on the Kalam cosmological argument that I would love for people to use as a reply whenever someone tells you about the Kalam cosmological argument. So feel free to do that. It'll be my next, or the Bible tells me so.
Just in case I didn't read it. I thought that I did, but just in case I didn't. Vibrantly Brantley says someone going to Faithless Forum needs to give Shannon a can of Easy Cheese. I did read it.
No,
did I read that?
Oh no, she wouldn't. No, she won't eat that.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh,
I'll make it explode somewhere. I will get Kyle to set it on fire somewhere.
You got to tell me now what the hell you guys aren't going to eat.
Hey!
Everything.
I won't eat.
We want your beer, Aaron.
Just bring beer. You got to tell me because this is my town, and
I know.
I am so looking forward to having all these visitors come to my town. There's a couple places I'd like to take y'all.
But Shannon doesn't know what brisket is, so I would say that.
We're ready.
What's that?
I don't know what brisket is. No.
I don't know what brisket is.
You don't know what a brisket is.
I have no idea.
Well, then my wife loves brisket. My wife loves brisket. She can take you out for brisket. I want to take y'all out for screaming hot boiling crab.
Oh, I love that.
I love
they make this crab. There's a Vietnamese Cajun fusion place that's close to my house, where they make they boil its crab in a ghost pepper sauce.
Oh,
it's so fucking
so
hot.
Ghost pepper is like insane hot.
Yeah, I've had ghost pepper before. I love spicy.
Aaron, I thought you were going to say they boil a goat in its mother's milk, which I would be all for.
I would, that would be a blasphemy. Oh, and Shannon, I'm going to make sure that you guys have some of this.
What? I can't see you, Aaron. I don't know what it is. I can't see you. I don't know what you're showing.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Is it good?
You don't have video.
We're closing out of we're doing like the meet the Faithless or the Faithless speakers at Faithless Forum. We do that every Tuesday. So we're actually
show them again.
We're actually closing out and then jumping over to the next show.
Y'all can see this.
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a box that 2 beers come in. It's one of the local breweries. We have a lot of really good local microbrews, and I'm going to be bringing a lot of that stuff down to Faithless Forum.
Do you have any good rum distilleries? Rum is my thing. I need a rum distillery.
Yeah, well,
she needs a whole.
We do the microbrews here, and we have some really great imperial. This is an imperial stout, 16.5 ABV.
Oh, I'm drunk already.
Oh, alcohol by volume. Holy shit.
Yes.
That's the moon.
Yeah, you know what an average beer is, right? I mean, most beers are 4.5.
Oh, that's your American.
I think Canadians are 7, right?
There's 6 or 7.
What's that?
You're done for.
Canadian beer is like
Canadian, so there's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So
still better.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, still better. You still win, Aaron.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Thank you, Paul and Shannon, again for joining us. We're gonna close out here, switch over to the next show. It's under an event. It's already the event's posted on the website, or not the website, on YouTube, and then we will be back live in about 5 minutes. Give us about 5 minutes to switch layouts and stuff like that, and we'll be right back with you guys. Casey,
his ass,
I feel like I just left you, so it's good to see you again.
I already miss you though. I want you to come back.
You too. And I can't wait to see you guys, Shannon and Paul. Shannon, I'll see you here soon, and Paul, always a pleasure.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you guys, and we'll be back in. Give us about 5 minutes, and we'll be back live here, so we can start our Sunday school on Tuesdays with Aaron and those who think they can disprove evolution.